Beautiful morning. You know, one of the things that I really appreciate is just the beauty of nature. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. Beautiful Colorado trails. You got the foothills here. You got Long's Peak, 14er somewhere over there. I don't know if you can see that. It's just so pretty out here. I just appreciate it so much. And it's also nice that I get to enjoy these trails in the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro 2. Welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed, then definitely consider subscribing. And if you are subscribed, please consider joining the channel membership. Only $1 a month. And it supports the channel in the most meaningful way. I would appreciate that. So in today's review in the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro 2s, I'm going to be talking about the build, the comfort, the performance, and the value. And I'll rank all 4 of those from 1 to 10. But first, voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us about the specs of the shoe? Thanks, Chad. First off, let me say that Salomon sent me these shoes for the purpose of review, but all thoughts and opinions are truly my own. As for the features and specs, Salomon states that the Pulsar Trail Pro 2 is quick, nimble, and packed with our most responsive tech to propel you forwards and keep transitions smooth, however long the run. Energy Blade built into the springy midsole activates propulsion and drive, while Energy Foam gives you extra pop and response. The anti-debris collar holds you while keeping out trail rubble. You get a sock-like upper knit with structural and protective overlays, quick lace system with tuck-away tongue pouch, as I put it, Energy Foam midsole that is soft and responsive, TPU Energy Blade activates forward propulsion and ensures smooth, stable transitions, all-terrain contra-grip rubber outsole with 3.5mm lugs, weighing in at 260 grams or 9.17 ounces in a men's size, 33mm of heel stack, 27mm of forefoot stack for a 6mm drop, and $160 US MSRP. Chad, back over to you. Thanks, voiceover Chad.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Don't do that to me. So first, let's address the elephant in the room, and that is the Achilles area of the shoe. A lot of people have reported that the back of the shoe right here rubs on their Achilles. I have not had zero issues in this shoe. It's actually one thing that I was really concerned about when I first got the shoe. I didn't know if I was gonna have those same issues that many of you have reported, but I'm happy to say not a single issue at all. No blisters or hot spots or rubbing on my Achilles. My heel feels secure. It's just been a good shoe for me. But I'd be curious to learn from you. If you have this shoe, have you had any issues with that heel collar rubbing into your Achilles? Drop a comment and let me know. Really would be curious to know. I should mention that all of the B-roll footage that you're seeing was recorded after this run. At this point, almost 10 miles into this run, I have put in over 75 miles in this shoe. It'll be about 85 miles by the time I'm done with this run. So how has the shoe been for me? And is it a good shoe for you? Well, let's find out. Okay, so let's first talk about the overall build of the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro 2. Salomon, especially in their trail shoes, has always done a really good job at build quality, and this shoe is no exception to that. I really like how Salomon put together this entire shoe. You've got your main piece of knit fabric, but then you have these structural and protective overlays across the top. In addition to that, you have what I would call an underlay. It's like an overlay or an extra piece of lightweight, durable, not fabric, but material that's on the inside of the shoe, and it adds additional support and structure to help hold your foot in place and to add durability to the upper. So I feel like the combination of those three elements really brings the upper of the shoe together to be an overall very high quality build. I think the quality of the midsole is also very good. It feels just as good as it did on day one. Should last a long time. And the outsole is also lasting a long time. Very pleased with the quality of that outsole. More on the outsole and grip when I talk about the performance of the shoe. That quick lace system also seems to be holding up well. In short, I don't feel like Salomon went skimpy on any of the quality build aspects of this shoe. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Perfect score when it comes to quality. Good job, Salomon. And just look at these gnarly rocks, how they kind of slant out of the trail sideways. Definitely some good technical running here. Really got to watch your footstep so you don't roll an ankle. It's a lot of fun though. Now let's talk about the comfort of the shoe. So start with that midsole. The energy foam that Salomon is using in this shoe is actually really nice. It balances cushioning with responsiveness, making this a shoe that I don't hesitate, and in fact today's a 20-mile run, I don't hesitate to use on those long runs. In fact, the shoe for me is comfortable enough that I considered using it for my up-and-coming 100K trail race. The 33 millimeters of heel stack, 27 millimeters of forefoot stack provides plenty of cushioning, whether you're bombing the downhill or just need a nice, soft, relaxing ride. The comfort of the upper is also pretty good, though not perfect. There's some nice dense padding along the tongue. I really like the sock-like fit around the ankle. Really does a good job at keeping rocks out. And let's admit, we don't like getting rocks in our shoes. That definitely is not comfortable. Some people may get hot spots in the upper along the top of their foot. Some people have reported some folding in the shoe when they lace it up along here. In fact, you can kind of see it just a little bit right there. So you may get a hot spot on the top of your foot because of that. And then of course the lacing, being this cord, doesn't have a lot of surface area. So that can be problematic for some, although for me, my experience in the upper is that it's pretty comfortable. I haven't had any issues or hot spots. I do feel that the upper is adaptable to most feet. It does a good job at flexing and moving to your foot strike and foot movement on the trails. I also feel that this shoe does a good job at securing your foot in place, which adds to the overall comfort. So for me, and considering that I have not had any sort of Achilles rubbing or ankle issue in this shoe, I am gonna give it a 9 out of 10 in the comfort score. All right, let's talk about the performance of the shoe. Starting with the outsole, you saw the rocks that I was just running on, and even right now, the rocks that I'm running on in this trail. The outsole is really, really good actually. Those 3.5 millimeter lugs do a great job at just grabbing onto anything and everything underfoot. It's very confidence inspiring and an outsole that I trust no matter what surface or condition I'm running on. The trails today are pretty moist. We got some rain last night, making a lot of these rocks potentially precarious, but in this shoe, not a single problem at all. The midsole performance is also really, really good. I love how the shoe is both soft and responsive. For me, I found that the shoe works well and feels really nice when I just want to mosey along on the trail, keep it easy, keep it slow, or maybe when I'm going on the downhill and I need a little more cushioning in the heel, or when I feel really good and I want to pick up the pace, this midsole responds, and the more you put into it, the more it gives back. Before I received the shoe, I was a little concerned because of Salomon's history and other shoes that the midsole would be very stiff. But that's not the case with this shoe. It's definitely soft and provides that really good balance of both being soft and responsive, as I already mentioned. Now I'm just repeating myself. So performance of the midsole is great. I will add that that midsole does feel a little top heavy. If you don't have strong ankles, this shoe may be problematic for you because you'll get a little tipsy in it sometimes. So you really got to watch your step, your foot placement, otherwise you'll easily roll an ankle. This shoe does come with a TPU plate, that energy blade as Salomon calls it. Holy cow, look at this grass, just overgrown the trail. It's really hard to see the trail actually. Whew. And I feel like the plate does three things for you. One, it does give you a little bit of propulsion, especially when you're picking up the pace. It's not overly noticeable, but I do feel that the shoe has some good pop to it. In part, I think that's because of that energy blade, but also because of the energy foam and the combination of the two working together. Two, the plate adds a little bit of stability in this very neutral shoe. And three, inadvertently, that energy blade plate seems to add a little bit of rock protection. So I don't think that's intended, but it does offer some rock protection. So while the outsole, midsole, and that energy blade plate is really nice, the shoe does seem to lack a little bit in ground feel and ground feedback. It's not the best, not the worst. Moving on to the upper. The upper in the shoe has been very good for me. I really like that sock-like fit, keeps the rocks out. The shoe, again for me, holds my ankle in well. There's no hot spots along the Achilles, which makes me really happy. The quick lace system is really nice and convenient. And a little trick, if you cinch down the laces and then roll the top of the lace together and then tuck that into the little tongue pouch, as I call it, that pocket in the top of the tongue, tuck everything into it that way, it makes it a lot easier to get everything into that pouch. So I like that the tongue pouch keeps all the extra lacing tucked away and out of the way. While some people have reported the upper folding a little bit after they've cinched down the laces, I haven't had that problem. I know the Ginger Runner did have an issue. Ethan hit me up. Just kidding, he doesn't know who I am. The upper also has good structural elements to really give you a good lockdown, secure hold across the top of your foot and along the medial and lateral side. I don't feel like my foot's moving side to side at all. Just really holds your foot in well. As far as the fit, it is typical Salomon fit. I feel like they maybe added a little more toe box room than some of their trail shoes of the past, but it is a more average to narrow fitting shoe. But this is one of their higher performing shoes, so it's going to fit more snug. There's also some overlays in the toe area that offer really good toe protection. So all in all, upper performance is quite nice. I really like it. I do think one area to potentially improve is that quick lace tongue pouch. I feel like it's a little small. If it were just a little wider, then it would be a little easier to tuck everything into that pocket. Last thing I'll mention about the overall performance in the shoe is water shedding. I've had to submerge this shoe a couple times in some stream crossings, and happy to report that it actually does better than expected at shedding water. I feel like the materials do a great job at not retaining and holding on to water, so it dries out pretty quick and the water gets pushed out of the shoe fairly easy. The upper is also fairly breathable, keeping your foot nice and cool and comfortable. So how would I rank the performance? I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Moving on to the value of the shoe. At $160 US MSRP, I feel like that's a little high in the overall pricing department. It's a competitive price, and it's probably the best price point for this shoe. I mean, you're getting a lot of shoe, good quality build, shoe that's pretty comfortable, just all the overlays and the underlays, just everything coming together the way Salomon has built it. The technology that you're getting baked into this shoe with the TPU plate and the Contra Grip outsole, that quick lace system. I mean, it all comes together really, really nicely. But $160, that's a lot of money to pay for a shoe. Do I think it's worth it? Probably. Are there other shoes that are higher value on the market today? Yeah. Although maybe you sacrifice a little bit in upper comfort or outsole confidence. So you're really getting a complete package for what you're paying for, and you are getting what you pay for. But that said, I'm gonna have to put the value at 7.5 out of 10. So that brings me to my concluding thoughts. Do I recommend the shoe? I recommend you try it. I think this shoe will either make it or break it. A company can make the absolute best shoe in the world, and if there's one thing, only one thing that doesn't work for you, like a rubbing Achilles heel, that can break the entire shoe. So I recommend that you try the shoe out. I think it'll work really, really well for most users, but I also think many will find this shoe problematic and not want to run in the shoe because of that. As for me, I love this shoe. I look forward to the days that I can put my feet in the shoe and head out to the trails. I want to go running in this shoe for all my runs, my fast trail runs, my technical runs, my mountain runs, high elevation, and even my up and coming races. Does that mean I'll be using this shoe for my up and coming 100K trail race in 3 weeks? I don't know. I need to think about it some more. And it's not because I don't like this shoe, but it's hard to stray from other beloved trail shoes. All right, that's all I have for you today. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna go finish off this almost 20-mile run in the Salomon Pulsar Trail Pro 2. Again, I appreciate you being here with me. Let me know if you have any questions about this shoe. I'm sure there's something I forgot and I'll remember later, and well, should have mentioned that in the video. Just drop a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. And again, let me know if you have this shoe and what your experience has been. Have you had Achilles issues, or is the shoe working out well for you? Alrighty, remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy every mile as I am today. I will see you on the next video. Bye now.